Because I'm not an elected member of this house. I'm not a member of any parties here. I'm just a singer. I'm just an artist. And I love to express myself the way I do. And I feel good. I feel great. And all I'm asking for is respect and freedom and love. And actually we all do, right? So for me, these things shouldn't be political. These things are simply human. So, not long ago, our grandparents and great-grandparents, they killed each other. They experienced a horrible time. This year, 2014, we are remembering 100 years since World War I, 75 years since World War II started, and 25 years since Eastern Europe turned down fences and walls to become one great Europe. Million Europeans died. They were killed by weapons. They were murdered in concentration and death camps just because they were what they were, what they couldn't change. They were Jews. They had black skin. They loved the same sex. And they just asked for one simple thing: freedom. After all these years, something great happened. Something extraordinary happened. Countries started to listen to each other. They worked together. They shared their culture, their opinions. They remembered the greatest ideas which were born in Europe: enlightenment, human rights, civic rights, and democracy. In 1951, 6 countries decided to follow a dream, and the dream was called the European Coal and Steel Community. You know, these 6 countries stood on different sides just 6 years ago in a war, but they were brave enough to stick to their beliefs. They believed in their idea. And did they think that 61 years later, this idea would be called the European Union with 28 member states? Probably not. But they had the courage to fight. They had the courage to do what they love and what they believe in. This idea of becoming one great continent became very popular in the 50s. I have a little example. In 1955, a Swiss man called Marcel, so hopefully I'm gonna get that right now, Besançon. I think that was quite okay. He also had the idea of a Europe partying together, singing together. And just 1 year later, in 1956, the first Eurovision Song Contest took place. It may be a simple example, but you know what I mean, right? So, the Eurovision Song Contest is something very close to my heart. You know, my experience in Copenhagen, which is great. I knew before, it's about singing, it's about the song, and I'm a musician, so that's why I did it. But I also knew that this opportunity is a great one, to talk to so many people, and to reach so many people. And I knew exactly that a bearded lady will, you know, create discussions. about diversity and about being different. And, you know, as I always say, you don't have to love me, but you have to respect that I'm here. And that's the thing. People need to start to talk to each other, to create a movement. And they talked, which was great for me. You know, I had this great honor to deliver a little part to history back then. And it's just overwhelming that I can actually say so. But you don't have to win a Eurovision Song Contest to create history. You can create history every day. And also you, politicians of Europe. You have to deliver your part to history. We have to work on that together. And it is hard work. You know, don't get me wrong, I'm not a politician. And I can imagine it's not easy being a politician. But nobody said it would be easy. So, unfortunately, forces in Europe are forgetting about our common history. They prefer to stick to their ideas. They don't like the idea of sharing, having a diverse country, having a diverse and colorful continent. They prefer to discriminate minorities. They characterize democracy as something painful, with all its negotiations and discussions. You know, I prefer a more complicated democracy than a system where one person and one idea decides everything and for everyone. So, again, it is our job to talk, to listen to people and respect people, to respect that there are other opinions out there. So, if we Europeans believe in this Europe where everybody can live in freedom and peace and just having a great time, you know, you just got one life, right? I don't want to struggle with such unnecessary things like sexuality,